Popular Celebrities Podcast is all unofficial. None of the conversations or comments from us or guests represent DOD or the armed forces.
Good evening.
All right. We on the corner. We back. We back again. Last time. Holy moly donut shop. All right. What I can do this time is
this is where we all started from. Anybody out there like New Edition? I love New Edition.
What's your
That was
song?
the joint back in the day. I like Can You Stand the Rain? Where We All Started From. Candy Girl. What's the other joint? Any Heartbreak. It's just Any Heartbreak. That was a joint back in the day.
How's it go?
Shoot, I put Can You Stand the Rain on my first blend tape I made for Wendy when I was going out with her. Who out there remembers making a blend tape using a cassette tape?
Is that what you call it?
I had Can You Stand the Rain on there. You know what? I had Christopher Williams on there. Shout out to people out there who don't know who knows Christopher Williams is. Christopher Williams is that dude that was on New Jack City, where he was actually an R&B singer. Real good looking dude. But you gotta be careful when you put people on a blend tape. You gotta make sure that when you put somebody on a blend tape, your girl ain't gonna be thinking about them when they with you. So,
hey, what up, Biggie? I mean, that's kind of crazy, but how can you stop that? Does it matter if they think about that?
So here's my thing. Here's my philosophy. Like, if you're with your girl, and let's say you listening to Jodeci, right? Because everybody know who was the one the girls really yelled for in Jodeci. It was Devontae, right? It was Devontae. So if you with your girl and you playing like, when they start off, don't talk. Just listen, right? Now, if your girl's like, oh, that's my jam, turn that stuff off. Don't play that joint, because she ain't thinking about you. She thinking about Devontae. Now, she's just sitting there. She just vibing, and she's not changing her mannerisms or her expression, then she's good. That was my first test of Wendy. I was testing her. As soon as that came on, I was looking at her eyes, just watching, making sure she wasn't getting the wrong idea.
Chad Golf says he has one question for you.
What up, Chad? What's up, brother?
I'm waiting for him to say it. I'm trying to find the link that I need y'all to do so that we can see who it is on Facebook.
Shout out to Chad out there at the Air Force Academy. I saw his pictures out there, bro. I would love to go visit the Air Force Academy. It looks pretty cool out there.
He said,
"Where's out there one of my favorite shirts?"
What you mean?
Ask this guy or this guy.
He said, "Where my shirt at?" What you mean? You can't see me?
Did you ever see him in shirt?
Oh, that shirt.
He said, "Oh."
All right, do me one favor. If y'all can see that in the chat, I need y'all to go to that website, and then y'all should be able to see. We should be able to see who is talking to us. So I'm gonna try it myself, because right now it's just gonna say Facebook user. Not my UC shirt. UC shirt is coming. Man, I'm gonna stop saying that. Pause. Is around the corner. It's stuck it right now in production mode.
Production mode.
It's coming. It's coming. I need to get on it. You know what? I was gonna ask people what color shirt they want, like black, green, blue, something like that, and then see where we go from there. But that might not be a good idea, because I think I'm gonna get insight from everybody. What you think, Philly?
I'll just send them the standardized shirt, man. Don't ask them. Just send them what they get. What you got?
Well,
I think they just
colors.
want the shirt.
Yeah, I got different colors. But
like is good.
Okay.
DC, I'm in the route to Wright Pat. Air Force Academy was amazing. I'm sure that was Chad. That's what's up, man. And you was out there with one of my favorite shirts, David Martinez, man. That dude's a real dude, man. I miss David Martinez. He was good people.
And I don't care.
He
the
says,
color.
man, I
I'm
don't give
trying to
two
rep
ducks
y'all.
the color. I am trying to
appreciate
rep
that.
y'all. Hey, yo, so real quick, while we going through this, as you know, this is the corner, man. This is the opportunity for y'all to get on and join and hit it up, chop it up with us. I am going to present this month's What the Duck Award. So if you've got any nominations, put them in the chat. It could be anybody you want. It could be your co-worker, it could be your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, the lady at the HEB or whoever. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving out What the Duck Award today. So let me know who it will be. Throw it in the chat. Chad says, Dave is the man. Yes, he is, man. That dude has kept me out of hot water many times. When I was going to go into my What the Duck mode, he calmed me down, got me squared away. Him and his wifey is cool people, man. I like them, man. I'm sure miss that dude. But anyway, let's see. Dallas, I don't know who this is, but it said Dallas Cowboys getting beat to death. Yes, sir.
Again? Already?
Yes. No, they are, man. You said that What the Duck should go to the Dallas Cowboys. Hey, that's a good one. That's a good one. Hey, I appreciate that. That's a good one. Oh, that's going to be a tough one. Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, they might just get it. But, man, I want to talk about the Dallas Cowboys, too, but there's so much to talk about. And we will get into that in a minute.
I'm sorry I'm leaving you hanging right now. I'm trying to put this thing up there so our listeners can go to this website and log in with their Facebook page so that we can see who's saying it. It's Freddie Kincaid said them boys got hands for feet. Talk Studios.
So while we talking about the Cowboys, let's get into this week. While Pete's doing that, let's talk about this week. So we got some interesting matchups coming on later today. You got the Vikings and the Lions. Two high-powered teams, man. Like the Vikings, people tell it, the Vikings are going to be the next going to the Super Bowl.
Man, come on, man. You don't believe that. Ain't nobody believe that.
Hey, look, you know how it is you know how the media is. You start winning, next thing you know, everybody's going to the stinking Super Bowl.
All right, see what? Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me interrupt you. If you go to that website, the one I just put in there, your name will show up like this. If you don't, all you got to do is log on there. If you don't, it's going to show up like that. So we don't know who it is. So all you got to do is go on that website. I just posted http:/talkstudios .streamlabs.com/Facebook. You log on to your Facebook and then we'll be able to see. So we appreciate if you would do that so we know who's on the chat. I'm sorry to interrupt. Public service announcement, and back to the regular show.
You know, I'm a good looking fellow, man. I tell you,
look
at these high cheekbones.
Look
at these high cheekbones. Shout out to my son Devani Council in Guam, man. He's an aspiring model, man. He's been published in like 3 magazines. I know why, man. He got them high cheekbones just like his dad, man. That's how I got Wendy. Them high cheekbones, boy. Plus my height. You know, I'm a pretty tall dude, you know. What it do, fellas?
That's Struthers. What's up, Struthers?
What's up, Corey? What's going on, bro?
Go on that website and then hit your Facebook so we can see who it is. You only got to do it once and you're good. One time and you're good. Otherwise, it's going to start Facebook.
Don't be a herb. Don't be a herb or a cornball. Go to that site, sign in, let us know so we can see your chat come up. We can see your face. Go to this site that's on the screen, https://talkstudio.streamlabs.com/Facebook. Don't be a herb and cornball. Go there now.
Appreciate it. We'll keep putting it up there. I might even just throw it in there so you can see it at all times. But all right, go ahead. Yes, Vikings, sir. Super Bowl.
Let's talk about this Lions Vikings, and I want to get back to the North Korean stuff too, because that's very important to me. Yeah. Yes. All right. Oh, before we do that, go ahead and put the disclaimer up there.
Yeah, now I can.
He said, now I can.
There you go.
Anything that comes from the Unpopular Celebrities podcast is all unofficial. None of the conversations or comments from us or guests represent the DOD, aka Department of Defense, or the armed forces as a whole. And there you have it. So let's roll right into it. Hey, so Lions and Vikings today. Lions and Vikings. Vikings are 5-0 undefeated. One of the very few undefeated teams left. I think the only undefeated team is the Chiefs at 5-0. Last one standing. And they're going up against the Detroit Lions, who beat the living crap out of the Dallas Cowgirls. And man, I don't know about you, but it made me feel good. I love to see the Dallas Cowboys suffer. Suffer.
Okay. Tell me how you really feel. Like they say, tell me why you mad. Tell them why you mad, bro. Tell them why you mad. Suffer. Yo, you know what? What happened to my 40 Towers live? See, he got his stuff. See, that's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do.
That was like, what's up, bro? I ain't seen you around. How you been, brother?
Yeah,
my
you
man,
a Bengals
Towers
fan?
Life.
Bengals fan? Is that the Bengals?
Yeah, that's
like
Bengals.
Jamar Chase.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I like that.
That's all you gotta do. Y'all go on there. The game was funny.
Oh, yes, it was. The Cowboys game.
Oh yeah,
bro. Let's before we talk about the Lions and Vikings, let's quickly talk about how is the Detroit Lions going to do Dallas like that, bro? They pull out all these trick plays against these dudes. They got linemen catching touchdown passes. What's up with that, man?
Yo,
that was embarrassing.
You know whatchamacallit? What's the coach name for Dan Quinn? Dan Quinn, is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
He don't give Campbell. He don't give a duck who he plays.
He don't.
Hey, he finna pull out fake punts. He could be up 21-0 and still gonna do a fake punt.
But they did that for a purpose because of what happened last year when the Cowboys won off of that bullish call from the referees. The Lions should have won. The Lions came out to prove a point and get revenge. And did they put the living break speed off the Cowboys? But anyway.
I mean, they did, yeah. Probably the worst defeat of the year.
It was the worst loss at home for Dallas since the Jerry Jones era. And it was on this dude's birthday, bro.
Yeah, that's kind of bad. On my man's birthday, though. They didn't have to do him like that. Not on the birthday.
I don't know about you, but it's a great day when Dallas Cowboys fans suffer.
Oh my goodness gracious! All right, but
on to the Vikings and Lions. What's your thoughts?
I mean, that should be a real good game. I don't know who's playing right now. I mean, games hasn't started yet, have they?
Yeah, it's the London game. Patriots and the Jags. Jags
who cares
up
25-16. Yeah, you said 25-16?
Yep, Jags up on the Patriots 25-16 in London.
I thought the Jags would win. Man, Patriots are so trash, man. With Bill Belichick, I mean, dynasty breakup. So Bill Belichick left, and then Tom Brady left, or vice versa. But once that happened, man, rap. Yep. So Patriots gonna be rebuilding for the next probably 5-6 years, maybe longer, and then right back to it. What you think about the Falcons? What's your thoughts about the Falcons? Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater.
Wait a minute.
Be realistic.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why are we talking about the Falcons? We talking about the Vikings and Lions, arguably the biggest game of the week. And you want to talk about the Falcons? They only playing the Seahawks today. Who cares about that?
That's a good game.
Bro, the Lions and Vikings are like the highlight game of this week. Why would you want to talk about the Falcons? Okay, if you want to talk about the Falcons, let's do. I will admit, after the NFL draft, when they went and got Michael Penix, I thought to myself, I think I gave the Falcons a What the Duck award. I can't remember. But I thought that was the dumbest thing the Falcons could have did. Because I was like, y'all going to mess with Kirk Cousins. He's not going to play well. The Falcons, I will admit, so far has been a surprise this year. Being 4-2. They should be 4-3 because we should have beat them. But that's another story. But Kirk Cousins, which I'm not surprised, he's a really good quarterback. He just has bad luck from time to time. And their running back is pretty solid, too.
That's right. Bijan Mustard. Not Grey Poupon, but Bijan. While we're talking about that, would you like to take this moment of this segment of a great show to do what you owe the fans, to apologize and for when we beat the living snot out of the
No,
freaking
y'all did not
Philadelphia
beat the
Eagles.
living snot out of the. And first of all, when you mention Philadelphia Eagles, say the Philadelphia Eagles.
There, I even
What
got
are
you
you
on the big
doing?
screen. I got you on the big screen. Go ahead.
Here we go. Here we
Go
go.
ahead. You owe us.
What?
You owe us.
I don't owe y'all duck.
You do. You
Okay, you know what? All right.
Thank you.
All right, let
put
me
the
know when
mic
you're
down.
ready. All right. Okay. All right. So, for all the fans out there, I will say,
I hate to admit it, I am sorry to all the fans. I am an Eagles fan by trade. And unfortunately, when the Falcons played the Eagles, we lost to a drop pass from Saquon Barkley. And I said on this very show, a couple of weeks ago, that if the Falcons were to beat the Eagles, I will publicly say that the Falcons are a better team than the Philadelphia Eagles. And so with that being said, I am a man of my word. Much as it pains me to say, the Atlanta Falcons are a better team than the Philadelphia Eagles.
There, I said it. All right. Can we move on?
Let's go. Rise up. Rise up. Let's go. Yes. You just remember, whatever record the Eagles turn out to be, one of those losses was for the Atlanta Falcons. Rise up.
I'm glad you enjoyed that.
If
you enjoyed that, put in the comments if you enjoyed that. Tell me if y'all guys enjoyed that or not.
Appreciate that. It's about time.
I don't know why anybody give two ducks about the Falcons anyway.
It only took 5 weeks, but whatever. We're here. We're here. But
nobody really cared.
You want to talk about North Korea? The North Korea thing was kind of great.
Yeah. Let me go back to that because I think this is a big story. So, real quickly, as you know, the war between Russia and Ukraine have been going on for years. And even though Russia is considered one of the top 5 militaries, arguably the 3rd best military in the world, going up against the small country Ukraine, they have not been able to conquer Ukraine, only take small gains throughout that country, in small portions of that country.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have lost thousands of soldiers, the Russians have, and due to the aid of NATO and the United States included, we have been able to stem the tide when it comes to the Russians and the Ukraine war. So, about a couple of weeks ago, a month ago, Putin was sighted going to North Korea to have talks with Kim Jong-un, the dictator of North Korea, to get support, military support, and sign a strategic pact with the North Koreans. And so, initially, the North Koreans were sending like military technical aids to Russia to help work their weaponry that the North Koreans were sending to the Russians.
Yeah.
So over the past couple of days, there have been numerous reports about the North Koreans sending over 12,000 soldiers to Russia to fight in the Russia-Ukraine war. In fact, there have been videos being shown of North Korean soldiers training in certain parts of Russia in preparation to go into the front lines. There have also been claims of North Korean soldiers being issued Russian uniforms and fake IDs, so if they get caught, no one can claim they're from North Korea.
Oh, wow.
And the last thing I'll say quickly is, as the North Koreans, there have already been reports of 18 North Korean soldiers have been identified as being deserters from the Russian army and are missing, and the Kremlin is looking for them now. What are your thoughts on that?
Rewind something you said. They are using uniforms and fake IDs, so if they get captured, nobody knows that. Can we not tell the difference between a North Korean and a Russian?
Well, I mean, remember, there are some Koreans that live abroad in Russia. So, but I will admit, it's not like 12,000. You know what I mean? I don't think there is.
That's crazy.
But it's common out of the Russian playbook. Even when they invaded, I think it was Georgia at one point, and they were using like different uniforms and saying that they were like not from Russia. So this is something normal out of the Russia playbook. So, what are
So
your thoughts on the Russians enlisting the help of North Korea?
I mean, who else are you gonna elicit help from? So when you need some help, you got to call on your friends. And right, wrong, or indifferent, North Korea is friends with Russia. So Kim Jong Un and Putin. So that's no different from me asking you for help. Like, you call on your friends. It's just we're
Mm,
Americans and we look at North Korea and Russia different ways. Our two biggest allies, and so, or not allies, but competition. And so I think for us it looks crazy. For them, it's just like, yo, I just called on my boy for some help.
Only thing I would say is this: it's the what makes this complex is this will be the third country entering into the Russia-Ukraine conflict. So this some believe, and I believe President Zelensky from Ukraine mentioned it.
Mhm.
He believes this is just a pretext to a third world war, a world war.
Yeah,
And
I
you
yep.
look at it, I mean, you look at it, President Putin has said it several times. The red line was for NATO to be, if NATO to send soldiers to the front line. But then he goes in the list the help of North Korea to bring their soldiers to the front line. So it's different when you're getting munitions from North Korea. It's no different than the Ukrainians getting munitions from the West. But when you have other soldiers actually participating in the front lines of an exchange like that, that's dangerous. And then of course you still got all the craziness that's going over in Israel, which I will quickly pivot to that, and then we can kind of put a bow on this in a way.
Okay.
There have been reports to the news that there has been intelligence reports being leaked that the Israelis are planning to do a strike on Iran and right before the election. And then experts are saying it's a huge intelligence leak, like someone leaked it and it's causing quite a stir at the Pentagon. So you have that going on. You have the war in Russia, Ukraine, with North Korea getting involved. And of course, you still got the beating of the drum of China and the South China Sea.
Mhm.
You got Japan increasing their GDP so they can go over 2% from or within 2027. So I tell you, and then not only that, I will tell you too, all of this talk about nuclear weapons and the potential use of it, it blows my mind. If you remember back in the Cold War days, if you were to even mention a nuclear weapon, it's unspeakable. But it's
Right.
like these days, people mention nuclear weapons like they're just a regular cruise missile. Like, you're like, oh, well, the Israelis are not thinking about using nuclear weapons. Why would they? Like, it's a nuclear weapon, man. Like, I was watching a podcast the other day, and they said this person on the podcast said she believes that the world has forgotten the destructive power of a nuclear weapon and what it would mean if one country uses one, the type of chain reaction it would cause with other countries getting involved in using it.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. The only people who dropped a nuke was us on
Yes, that's
Hiroshima.
correct.
Yeah.
And
So I mean,
Nagasaki.
and how long ago was that? Back in the 60s, 40s,
No, in the 40s, 40s.
40s? Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
I think with that being said, like, how could we remember? Like, nobody probably. There might be a couple, maybe I would say maybe less than 100,000 people who are alive that remember that incident. Maybe less than 100 that are alive. So I think with that being said, it's hard to know the destructive power of it um, if nobody has realized it. Hey, Foster, thanks, man. If you want your name, which would help us out a lot being mentioned, please go to that website ticking across this on the bottom, talkstudios.streamlab.com/Facebook, so that we can see who is writing in the chat. But appreciate the comment. But yeah, I mean, I get her point, the lady on the podcast you heard, but how would we know?
Well, I
Like,
remember
what
when I
could
was
I
a teenager. Go
go
ahead,
ahead.
go ahead.
I was just
No, I
gonna
was gonna say
say okay, wait, I'll ask the question. You can go. I'm just gonna say, what could you possibly, if you were gonna describe it, how could you describe it to somebody like me or younger than me? to say this is what a nuclear weapon could do?
Oh, I think that's easy. I mean, couple of ways. One, you can show the video footage that was captured when the Americans dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the destruction that occurred after it, and what happened to the people there. That still continues to happen today from radiation sickness. And then two, I was mentioning a few seconds ago. I was going to mention when I was a teenager, there was a movie called The Day After that came out. Don't know if you've seen it. If you haven't, I would I would tell you to watch it, but it'd probably be too disturbing for you to watch.
Mhm.
Probably the worst movie I have ever seen. It was horrific, and it really captures the destructive nature or power of a nuclear weapon. And then number 3, the movie Oppenheimer is a good example.
Oppenheimer's good.
I mean, you think about it, man, like, these nuclear weapons they have today is what, 100, 200 times worse than the atomic bomb? I mean, to put in perspective, I was talking to my boss the other day. I use this analogy. I told him the other day, like, when I have an issue in my formation, I tell people, like, when you come to me, I'm like a cruise missile, but when you go to my boss, he's the Tsar Bomba. The Tsar Bomba is a nuclear weapon the Russians created that is 100 times worse than a normal nuclear weapon. I
Okay.
mean, I just can't even put it in perspective what it is, like how destructive it is. And so, to your point, I would agree. Most people living today, our young folks don't know, and they probably don't really read up on history. Not all, but some. But I would tell you, man, these are dangerous times that we're living in because it's hard to believe if we had a world conflict that a
Mhm.
nuclear weapon would not be used, whether it be a larger nuclear weapon or they got tactical weapons,
Mhm.
tactical nukes that you can use on the battlefield. That's what 2, 3 kilotons, but that's destructive in this in itself. And you know how that goes. You use one, you got to continue. You'll continue to escalate over and
Mhm.
over again.
Mhm.
So these are dangerous times, man. And I think what's
Yeah,
happening in Ukraine with North Korea go over there, it could spark something else.
I agree. It's just hard to put it into mental perspective as far as what a nuclear bomb could do. It sounds amazing. It sounds destructive, but it's almost like a fast car. Like you don't know how fast the fast car goes like a NASCAR until you're in one. Like people explain 200 miles an hour, 160 miles an hour. It's like, oh, that sounds fast, but you don't really know. And hopefully, nobody knows what a nuclear bomb could do. But people seem to, I don't want to say forget, but people seem to not know, I guess is the best way, what it possibly can do because it's never really been used. Uh, two C said need that shirt. Shirt's coming. Shirt's coming.
It's
If you
like,
want to, so we can see your name on the chat, go to talkstudios.streamlab.com/Facebook. Log in through that. So that way you only have to do it once. And then when you write a comment, we can see your name. But we got you. Man, y'all gonna kill me about these shirts. Look, my last week of school is next week. Let me finish that. Then we'll get on the shirt game. Uh, but yeah, I mean, crazy thoughts, crazy times. Yeah.
I mean, you think about it, like even with the presidential election coming up, we're talking about issues with immigration, abortion rights, the economy, inflation. But one thing I think people don't realize, like whoever you elect as president may be will be the deciding factor of world affairs. You think about it, the United States, as powerful as our country is or are, the president of the United States holds so much weight when it comes to the affairs of the world. And you think about it, whoever you elect in office is the commander in chief, which means in a time of a potential act of war, they have the ability to decide whether to use a nuclear weapon or not. And in some cases, they may not even have time to consult Congress. So again, I hate to be like that guy on a Sunday, on football Sunday, but I think it's an interesting conversation. It's dangerous times we're living in, man. dangerous times.
Look, Foster, man, go to that website so we can see who it is. But the people want to know when Chad will get his shirt. Also, the book Bomber Mafia does a great job depicting the bomb. Okay, that's cool. Appreciate that. But he gonna get a shirt.
Really
Ed Williams in the building. What up? What up? What up? Let me see. So somebody else wrote a comment. Hopefully they went on that website, talkstudios.streamlabs.com. Like a goddamn, like I'm promoting them. I'm really not, but I just want to be able to see who's writing that, because now it's going to say Facebook user agree. Dangerous times mean we have to be more mindful of our digital footprint. Social media posts where airmen act out, I guess, or
act tough or taunt directly toward our adversaries is not a good look. That's a good point. I mean, you want, man, that's a great point, man. That is a great point, because I think, with this new initiative, just speaking of the Air Force, of trying to get airmen in a more of a readiness mindset. Like, there have been talks of having airmen carry real weapons during basic training. And then you're talking about DCWs and how we fight with, agile combat employment and such. I think what's going on in the world, I think that our airmen in general need to have a more broader idea or picture of what's at stake. Because you think about, like, in the, what do they call it? The Greatest Generation during World War II. I think that's what it's called. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But you think about before World War II started, or you go back to World War I when the Archduke Ferdinand was assassinated, that quickly sparked off World War I. Then you think about World War II, when you had the Nazis come to power, and then you had the Japanese started doing things around East China, and then the Italians. This all was a prelude to war, and then we were out of it until we got hit with Pearl Harbor. So if you look at it, you think about what's going on in the world today with the Russians, the Chinese, the Iranians, the North Koreans, and I don't even know why I mentioned the Venezuelans, but I guess I would throw them in there. All have something in common. They despise the United States being the leader of world affairs, or what they perceive it to be. And so there's so many hot spots across the globe. So when airmen go around and they may be on social media and they talk about, different things, I don't know. I mean, I'm rambling here, but
you are. Cam Washington.
I feel like that guy on the street corner with a sign that's holding up the saying, the world's coming to an end. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. You know what's funny? That's exactly who you sound like. What up, Cam? Cam Washington in the building. Can somebody please go on talkstudios.streamlabs.com/Facebook, log in through your Facebook, so we can see who this is. I definitely think it is important to have leaders now that understand the concept of what is trying to be done with to properly explain it to people to play a part in play. What up? I don't know who this is. What up, Cam? What's going on? It's good to have you on here. Somebody please go to talkstudios.streamlabs.com/Facebook. I'm done. All right. Put a bow on this, I guess, if we can. I get what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying. I think with the generation now, unless we are at war, people don't really care. There's no way to get somebody ready unless we are actually doing it. That's how I feel, my personal opinion behind it. If we're just going to talk about it, it's like I swear, it's like we're like Chicken Little right now. The sky is falling, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. Everybody's like, okay, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. Okay, we hear it, the sky is falling, but it's still up in the air. It's still up in the air. So I get it, but my personal opinion. Last thing on this subject. Can you read this? I'm tired of reading.
The difference between the older generations and this generation is that this generation has been desensitized to war because we've been in serious conflict since they were born.
That's what I'm talking about. Ann Williams. That's what I'm talking about.
I kind of disagree with that, and the reason why is because the conflicts that we're involved in is much different than World War One and Two, and the Korean War and the Vietnam War.
Desert Storm,
I
Desert
mean, don't get me
Shield.
wrong. Don't get me wrong. Nothing against. I mean, hey, I was in Iraq too. You were as well. There's nothing against Iraq and Afghanistan. But I don't know. I don't know the statistics. I could be wrong, but I would argue those conflicts were much different than it is what we've experienced. Much different.
So why would you disagree that the new generation is not desensitized to war? I think they are because we ain't really at war. Not that type of war. We're not even at war when we were younger.
I just think it's a different time because our younger generation is more focused on other things. I mean, if you think about during those times during the Korean War, Vietnam War, especially World War One and World War Two, we didn't have what social media then, right?
That's what she just
And
said. Yeah.
I would agree. However, the media coverage was different for them. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's like people today can get their news from so many different sources and they're exposed to so many different things. You open up your Facebook app, what do you see? You see people on there doing TikTok dances and they're doing videos to try to get a million views. You see all this scandal and stuff. You go to a normal regular teenager, they don't know two things about Russia, Ukraine, or where Ukraine is, or they probably don't even know where Iran is. They don't know. And when they think of China, they think about MacBook, chips, or they think about iPhone. They say, hey, they didn't do nothing to us. Let's see. This user says, as much as people say there is a candidate, I don't say his name, who is tough and is the bully we need. I think that is dangerous because where I come from, the bully gets checked. If that individual gets in, somebody will check us, which will be dangerous. So this is good because I
Hold
really
on.
want to kind of talk about the candidacy in a little bit. But anyway, oh,
I
you
was
want to
gonna
read
say the
this?
same thing. Yeah, I was gonna say same thing. How we market until the story has played a part in desensitizing the true dangers of war. I agree with that. I agree with that. We need a president and a cabinet that will focus on diplomacy. Charles Davis, what's up, man? Your book's on its way. You should get it today, hopefully, or tomorrow, it's Saturday or Sunday. But I don't think we're gonna pivot off this subject, but oh man, I'm so different with this thought process. I'm trying to be the same, but I can't. I don't know why you think we need a president. I get what you say. The bullet's going to get checked, and I think when you say that, maybe you're saying America's not the superpower we used to be. Because if we were, we could just bully everybody. So I guess that's not the same anymore. We're not the superpower.
No,
Question.
we're definitely a superpower. I just think
So then, what we
there. I
worried
think
about who the president is, as far as who we're. Is it going to be difficult? Yeah, but I think all wars are difficult.
no. I
But
mean,
if
I
this is
guess where
such a
I'm
big
getting at.
problem, go ahead.
No, I was going to say no. I think the issue is everyone knows that, and this is the reason why China and Russia and the North Koreans and Iran have kind of put whatever differences they have aside because I think they're tired of the United States having a major play or the sole player in the world affairs. At one point after the Cold War, the United States was the sole superpower.
Mhm.
And it's gotten to a point now. I mean, these conflicts that are going on around the world, just quickly with Russia and Ukraine. I mean, at one point after the Cold War, the Russians believed, like, hey, look, the Cold War is over. There's no reason for us to point our nuclear weapons at each other anymore. But NATO cannot come any closer to Russia. They cannot. That is our red line. And then as
Mhm.
more countries started joining NATO, and then there was a
Mhm.
danger of Ukraine joining NATO, that's when all this stuff started to spark off. And then when you talk about Taiwan, for years, decades, the United States have had a policy where, in total ambiguity of saying Taiwan is we recognize Taiwan as not a country. They are a part of China, but leave Taiwan alone. And they've had at least two skirmishes, quick skirmishes in the Taiwan Strait in history. And so now as we go now to present day with China becoming more of a world power, they have more than doubled their GDP as far as building up their military. it's clear the Chinese want more of a stake in world affairs, and they've created a military that is designed to keep the United States and its allies out of the east at the south out of the South China Sea. And because of that, that has caused more tension with us. So then you have a president that comes on the radio or on a press conference and say, we will defend Taiwan, which at one point Taiwan was a part of China officially till after the Civil War between the People's Republic and the Republic of China. So then you have that. Then you have Iran, where they've always had issues with Israel when Israel became a nation after World War II. So anyway, where I'm getting at is all of this stuff with the president is important. When Ronald Reagan won the presidency back in the 80s, he had a policy of a hard policy against the Soviets. And the Soviets at one point thought Ronald Reagan was a madman to the point they thought we were going to go to war with the Soviet Union. But if you look at it, most people credit Ronald Reagan for ending the Cold War because of his stance against the Soviets. So now when you go to when President Trump was in office, a lot of people think that President Trump did a good job on national affairs or world affairs because they thought he was crazy. Because remember, when he had the stuff going on with North Korea, he was like calling them Rocket Man. They will be met with great fire and fury that the world has never seen before. And remember, when I was in Kadena, I thought we were going to war, man. Like we were doing like neo exercises trying to get people out. So then, let's be honest. Let's be honest. When it comes to the political party, people think that the Republicans are more hardliners when it comes to world affairs than the Democrats. The Democratic Party is more of diplomacy, whereas the Republicans seem to be more of a hardliner when it comes to world affairs. And so I honestly feel like with President Trump, if he got in the office, it would, I think either way, to be honest with you, I think either way we're screwed, in my opinion.
That's screwed. Okay, well, we don't need an unhinged bully because them type get checked and end up folding. Pete, I'm coming to AZ and we're going to the local voting center. You know what,
Charles
you know what,
Davis.
Charles? And you come down here, I'm voting for the independent. What's his name? Chase Oliver? That's who I'm voting for. I'm gonna vote for Chase Oliver. I think he's the independent that's running alongside President Trump and Kamala. But yeah, I'm gonna vote for the third person. I think it's Chase Oliver. But then my vote really won't matter. That's an interesting topic. How come?
Yeah, it is.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You about to say something?
No, I was gonna say, I've heard this other story too of I don't know if you probably don't know who they are because you're not a hip hop head. Lord Jamar and Eddie Griffin. One is a comedian. Lord Jamar is an old rap
I know
artist
Eddie
from
Griffin.
Brand Nubian. Oh, okay. So they went on this long rant on this podcast about why do folks believe that black people are going to vote for Kamala Harris because she's black. So in other words, what they claim is that Kamala Harris is changing her accent on purpose to make her sound more black, like she's Southern. And then one day she makes it sound talking about she grew up when she know what it's like putting collard greens in a bathtub and cleaning them and stuff. So
we're gonna get down a slippery slope talking about this, but I will say there is some truth amongst the massives of what you're saying. A lot of people, and I don't know the age, but are not following what people are saying. Not that you could believe everything that people say, but just going for a popularity. And I think social media has a lot to do with it. I think your favorite hip hop star or sports figure or somebody influential has a lot to do with who people are voting for. And they just want to do it just because other people are doing it. Like, hey, my favorite movie star has, or, people that like Elon, like, well, Elon supports, President Trump, so I'm gonna vote for Trump. That's when it gets dangerous. Charles, I got something against this. We're gonna move on from this, I promise, because we already been on for 40 minutes about this. But vote for whoever you're voting, so it's good. What does it matter? Because has the independent ever won? So if I'm
Not that I
voting for
recall.
I'm telling you I'm voting for the independent. You're saying good, just vote. What does it matter? Now you're just wasting my time. Because I know they ain't gonna win. Why does media think that a has-been
Has
rapper
been rapper.
and a comedian are mouthpieces for black? Damn. I don't know who that
Oh,
rapper
who's
is.
that?
That's Charles
Who
Davis.
was that?
That's Charles Davis. But
Yeah, Lord Jamar is like kind of a has been. So but I thought it was interesting, because I mean, and the reason why I bring it up is because it's we're 3 weeks from the election,
man, that's it.
and I mean, golly, just the 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 the, the division between both parties and people, it's just getting worse, man. Like just whew. And I
Get
know
to
it's an
ourselves.
important election, but good Lord have mercy, man. And it's just I told my boys, man, I said, yo, when election day happens, just be in the house, man. Don't be outside. Just be in the house, man. And it's a shame because it's America, man. Why do we have to deal with this type of stuff? Just vote for who you want to vote for. Bro, come on. You keep perpetuating that this election is all about the president. Come on, bro. Who was that?
Charles Davis.
Uh
I don't know what else it would be about.
what is I don't know. I don't hey, can
Because he's
you
saying
can you
that I'm gonna
elaborate
vote
a
for
little
the
bit more
third.
on that?
I'm gonna vote for the third party. You
You're
are
going
going
to
to
vote
vote down the wait.
ticket.
You are going to vote down the ticket. Oh, yeah, you're right. The whole ticket. You're right. You're 100% right. I'll give you that. I will go out there and vote, but not for the president. Like I said, I told y'all before, I'll vote for props. I'll vote for governors, senators. I'll vote for people in Arizona. Yeah, definitely. That's easy. Definitely go down there. What I'm saying, I'm not voting for the president. But
So just to recap, so I understand, you're not voting for the president in the presidential election because of the perception that your vote will not matter because of the electoral college.
correct. I know the popular vote
Okay.
has something to do with it, but that's not gonna move. That's not gonna sway me at all. But yeah.
Mm.
Can I talk about what I want to talk about?
Okay.
Some sports
Yeah, we
stuff.
can move on. Yeah, we can move
So
on.
I don't know if you saw. What's your thoughts on Kawhi Leonard? Did you
Oh,
see
being
what?
injured?
Well, being out indefinite before the season even started. This is the same person who said he wanted to play for the U.S. national team. It's also the same person who hasn't played in a playoff game and I don't know how long. Hasn't played a full season since like 2016, I think it was.
Mhm.
So it's a shame that basically the Clippers have to honor his contract because they're opening a new building. They stepped away from this whatever it's called, crypto.com, that where LA plays, the Lakers play. They got their own stadium. It's supposed to be a big year. James Harden, they lost Paul George to I think the Sixers. And now
Yeah, he's injured too.
I didn't know that.
He's injured too.
And now they're gonna open the season with James Harden, who James Harden was good about 6 years ago. I mean, James Harden still give me buckets, but I don't know. It's a shame. Like, what happened to Kawhi, man? Kawhi was like a shutdown two-way player. He's not even old because he ain't played that much. First player to really start with load management was Kawhi.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a matter of you can make the case. Maybe he's just not interested in playing anymore.
But then leave.
I mean, I guess you
They got to
could,
get his
but
money. Y'all can get your money, bro.
yeah, he gotta get his money,
Have you been following WNBA?
A little bit. Yeah, I know there's the playoffs going on. I know you're gonna talk about Sabrina Ionescu. Ionescu.
Didn't I tell y'all about Sabrina months and months and months ago?
What's the status on it? Like who's in the lead?
It's
Like
tied up.
what's the series look like?
It's 2-2. Game 5, last game is tonight, 5:00.
Oh, I gotta check that out. Where's it coming on at?
I'll look for it. I think it's on Peacock, man. They've been that's what's killing the WNBA right now. Is the network. Oh, it's on ESPN. Regular ESPN.
Okay.
I don't have
ESPN
ESPN.
2?
Nah, just ESPN.
Interesting.
5:00 my time. I don't know. I
Do
think
you
that's
really, there
7 years ago.
has been some reports about how successful the WNBA has been since Caitlin Clark and like Reese has gotten into the league. Do you subscribe to that? Like,
Yes.
could you watch a full WNBA game and be as interested as a male game?
You know what's crazy? I actually bought season tickets for next year's WNBA. I think I told you that. But for
Oh yeah,
the
that's right.
for the Mercury out here. So I think going to the game, I could watch it. Sitting at home, I can't watch a full game. It goes quick. It goes a lot quicker than the men do. Maybe for lack of commercial breaks. But it's just, man, like I hate to say this. I know I'm gonna get picked on. I've never seen so many blown layups in my life. Like for somebody who's a professional, they just be clanking layups. Like, come on, y'all. Like, stop blowing layups, man. This is faith.
Diamond
man.
Sniper out. That's the enemy at the gate sniper. Old Faith Donovan with the dragon off sniper rifle.
This is crazy. Is that legal? It sounds like something from Call of Duty.
I don't know, but she got one. It's Texas.
He said, I don't know, but I'm a snitch. Yo,
I know one thing. If I was going out with Faith, I would never do nothing wrong to her because she got a sniper rifle.
Sniper rifle is crazy. She don't like to get up close and personal. She gonna hit you from a mile away.
Oh yeah, you be out with your new girl, and all of a sudden, what the?
Yeah, I almost said look like President Trump, but that might be kind of foul. Rewind that back. I didn't say that. Blow lames is crazy. Pete, you be like dunk the. I don't be like dunk the ball, but make the God blessing layup. Like, I mean, wide open, like to the rack, nobody there, and they just. Or one person goes back on and it's like blown layup. I don't mind if they don't dunk the ball, but man, like there'd be so many stolen passes, just people jumping in the lane. Like, God, dog, man, swing the ball around. Like, but I mean, there's some good basketball. Of course, my girl Sabrina Ionescu, she should get Finals MVP. She should get Finals MVP. So shout out Sabrina. I do got her shoes. Her shoes are somewhere back there. I did pick up her shoes. I want to get another pair, but I'll wait on the ones I had. I went to the game, was up front, courtside, with her shoes on, looked her dead in the eye. You think she came over? Hell no,
like, look at this herb. Look at this herb.
That's exactly what I felt like.
Loser.
I'm pretty upset. I'm like, Sabrina. She looked right at me, and I'm like pointing my shoes, which are her shoes. The same one she got on. She didn't give me a what up. Didn't give me a nothing. Just like stone cold looked right through me. I almost went on the court.
I've never seen a male mark so much off about a WNBA player. So
I love Sabrina Ionescu as a player, of course. As a player, I love Sabrina Ionescu. The way she plays, she does look kind of.
Why? How does she play?
She plays like a little bit like Steph, a little bit. The only thing I don't like, her defense is trash. And she's kind of goofy when she runs. But as far as, I'm goofy when I run. So I just like her overall game. She's not Caitlin Clark. Like, I like her better than Caitlin Clark. But I don't think she's a better player than Caitlin Clark. But I like how she plays in the team atmosphere. I'll say that.
Interesting.
Yeah, you should watch her play. Watch her play tonight.
I'm gonna watch it again. This is the finals, right?
This is it.
And what's the teams again?
It's New York Liberty, and I think they're playing. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's Connecticut. Vegas? No, Vegas got beat by New York. It is.
Oh wow, it was Vegas was the champs last year, right?
2-time champ. Minnesota Lynx and New York Liberty. But they was 2-time champs with my girl Becky Hammon. That's my other favorite player next to Maya Moore.
I know Maya Moore, but not Becky Hammon.
You don't know Becky Hammon?
No, man.
She was the first woman to coach an NBA game Then she was the first woman to coach entire summer league for the Spurs under Greg Popovich.
Oh, she's a coach.
Yeah, she was a player for a
Oh,
long
man,
time ago.
I know who Dawn Staley is. That's all I care about.
Dawn Staley go hard, but she's
Really stand up.
Yeah, she's an NBA or a WNBA. I thought she was going to take over for Greg Popovich on the Spurs, but I don't think he ever going to retire. He like Bill Belichick. He ain't never going to go nowhere.
That dude old as crap too.
Who? Greg?
Popovich, man. He
Yeah,
old.
he got to be like 80.
Old as crap.
75. 75.
Yo, let's pivot and talk about college football from yesterday.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Roll Tide!
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. You talk about
man.
You won't. I don't give a fuck. I got mine, goddammit.
Anyway.
That was really corny.
Anyway.
Why it's gotta be so dang long? He picked the worst sound bites. It'd be like 50 minutes long.
50 minutes.
Anyway, as I was saying, they lost yesterday to the Tennessee Volunteers on the road at Tennessee. It was a pretty good game, say the least. And Alabama will fall again in the top 25 rankings. Your thought as a bandwagon road.
You think they're going to fall out of the 25?
No, they will drop in the top 25.
Yeah, they're going to be out of the...
People love Alabama. They'll never drop out the top 25. They're going to lose 4 straight games.
Yeah, they're number 7 right now. Definitely going to fall to 10 or 11. Definitely, easily. Yeah, man, it's just that game, Penn State game, those ones hurt. The ones you're supposed to win and you lose, those hurt. Like how we beat
Penn State.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't play us yet.
You're a Penn State fan?
Yeah, Penn State, Arizona State, Arizona University. Those are my squads.
Wait a minute.
PSU, baby. Who? Let's say what they say.
Oh Lord.
We are Penn State. Thank you. You're welcome. Happy Valley.
Thank you. You're welcome. Let me see. We lost to Vanderbilt. Why did I say Penn State? Vanderbilt.
Belt,
whatever. Yeah, we lost to them bums. Dropped a 40-piece on us.
I know. That's probably one of the biggest upsets of the year.
And then we got Missouri next game and LSU right behind that.
Yeah, y'all dropping out of the top 5. I mean, drop 10. Y'all dropping out of the top 10.
Yeah, we might not make we definitely ain't gonna make the championship. I don't care if they do have 8 teams going. We definitely ain't making
Wasn't
that.
you like yesterday on the phone? Like I was like, hey, Tennessee just went up. I ain't worried.
Roll
Tide.
Yeah.
On to the next one. So Texas goes down to Georgia.
Yep.
The number 1 ranked Texas go down to Georgia 30-15 in Texas. And you know the interesting thing about that story is there was a pass interference call that was against the Texas Longhorns when they intercepted a pass. And Texas was about to score. I think they were down by maybe 2 scores. And then the referees, when they saw all the fans throwing water bottles on the field, like the student section was throwing water bottles on the field, the referees overturned the call. They picked the flag up.
Wow, I didn't see that.
Yeah, what kind of nonsense is that, man? Like, I mean, they still lost. But, bro, how you going to do something like that, man?
I didn't look at that.
Terrible. Yeah, you got to check that out, man. It's like they threw all the fans was throwing water bottles on the field because they was protesting the call. And then right afterwards, because they had to stop the game. And then right afterwards, they picked the flag up.
What was the reason for picking the flag up? It just said no call?
Most people seem to think it was because fans are protesting. So when they picked the ball off, they said that Texas Longhorns player, I think it was number 7, it was pass interference. And so after the fans hear it, and then get this, it was the third quarter, it was down. Georgia was up 23-8.
Mhm.
with 3 minutes in. And so when they called pass interference, fans was pissed off. They started throwing bottles over the field. They didn't really say why they picked the flag up. They just said, hey, the previous call was rescinded or something to that effect. And because like they just picked the flag up. It was crazy.
I I guess. I
Like
guess.
when do you allow like fans to dictate when you're going to make a call or not?
And you know what's crazy? The more they
it's
do that,
crazy.
the more fans will try to dictate the game. I mean, they already do kind of by cheering for their team. You know how y'all crazy Eagle fans be. So
That's
I
right.
mean,
That's
I
right.
guess I guess it worked. So that just means they're gonna
Mhm.
keep it going. Of course, they're just gonna keep
And
doing it over and over and over.
speaking of Eagles, we return to the New York Giants stadium. Saquon Barkley makes his return today, and he's gonna beat the Giants in the hole. Yes, the Eagles are gonna be back, although Nick Sirianni needs to be fired. Did you see
Yo,
last week when he was yelling at the fans? What you think about that?
that was how in a win is he gonna get threatened to be fired? Y'all won last week, and he still was being threatened to be fired. It's like if y'all don't win 60-0, fire the coach. Hey, if y'all don't win, if the defense gives up 30 points, fire the coordinator. If the offense don't score 60 points, fire the coordinator. If Jalen Hurts throw 2 interceptions, fire Jalen Hurts. Y'all just fire everybody. I was like, who gonna play for y'all? The only person who doesn't catch no flag is AJ Green. He the only person who doesn't catch it, or
You
not.
mean
I'm sorry,
AJ
AJ Brown. Yeah, he the only person who doesn't catch no flag.
No, he does. There was one point last year when he sat out against the Bucks. They was claiming that he was just being lazy. He could still play. They talking about he had some mental health issues. They was giving him a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's not a
We
thing.
don't care, man. Look,
exactly.
we demand greatness.
But y'all ain't great, y'all. Y'all ain't been great for what, 5 years, 6 years under Nick Foles?
Actually, we did win a Super Bowl, you dirtbag.
Under Nick Foles. What was that, 5 years ago?
First of all, when you mention Nick Foles, you say the great Nick Foles, just like they say King, Big Brother Almighty. You say the great Nick Foles.
What happened to
That dude is a god in Philadelphia, man.
What happened to walk him down Wentz?
You don't give two ducks about Carson
This is
Wentz,
so crazy.
man.
This is
He's
so
the reason
crazy.
why Jalen Hurts the way he is now. The curse of Carson Wentz.
This is what? Why is it the curse of Carson Wentz?
Because Jalen Hurts is doing the same thing Carson Wentz did. After we went to the Super Bowl, he started regressing.
When did y'all go to the Super Bowl with when y'all lost to the Chiefs? Yep, forgot about that.
That's right. We were robbed thanks to James Bradbury, or we call him Toast Bradbury, because he was getting toasted, man.
Well, now y'all got Blankenship.
I can't believe he's still on the roster.
Now y'all got Blankenship back there.
Thinking Blankenship is hard. He goes hard, man. He's going.
Is he hurt?
Blankenship or Bradbury?
I thought he was hurt. No, well, Bradbury don't play. I thought
we don't care about Bradbury.
Yeah,
we just keep him because of the contract.
Yeah, that's pretty much right. I mean, y'all should beat the Giants. That should be an easy game.
Oh well, I'm not gonna say nothing, man. I don't know these days.
Giants ain't got no receivers. They're like the Rams.
We didn't lose like the Cowboys, though. We didn't lose like the Cowboys.
Cowboys are gonna win this week. Or are they on a bye this week?
Yeah, they're gonna win. All right, they're on a bye.
Yeah, they're on a bye this week. Yeah, they're on a bye. Cowboys are good when they come off a bye. Yo, did you hear that interview with Jerry Jones?
Oh man, yeah.
When he went off on those poor radio dudes. Man. Yo, if y'all ain't here, y'all gotta look it up. But Jerry Jones went ham on them boys.
So we think I'm stupid,
right? And they were trying to talk like we're just trying to figure. Yo, if you want to figure out, you wouldn't be sitting there doing a crappy radio show. You'd be going where I'm going to talk to 32 owners about what you need to do to get better. I'm like, yo, that dude Jerry Jones old ass was going off. He was not playing around.
Oh man, I'll never see him that bad, man.
Yeah, man. He was big boy, man. He was not having. I was like, man, that boy gonna have a heart attack. He's probably still. I mean, huh?
He said, you really think you're going to sit here with a microphone and tell me all the things I've done wrong without going over the rights?
Yeah.
Listen, we both know we're talking to a lot of great fans, a lot of great listeners.
Hey,
One of the
he was not
stupidest
playing.
things I ever done.
He was not playing.
He said, one of the stupidest things I've ever done that anybody had ever analyzed was buy the Cowboys. It was an idiot that did that.
Damn. Okay.
Okay.
pretty-
All right.
Pretty crazy, man.
Yeah. So somebody needs some medication. Yeah. Kind
I
of
don't know.
calm
but,
down.
uh,
It's that's what makes the NFL great, though, man. It's like parody every year, man. Like, who would have thought the Vikings with Sam Darnold would be 5-0? Who would have thought that the Falcons would be 4-2? Look at the Bucks. The Bucks are solid.
we should be
Matter of
5-1.
fact, they play a big game today. Oh, they play the Ravens.
The Ravens.
So that
yeah.
should be a good game. We'll
Yep.
see how good the Buccaneers are. And the Commanders, I think the Commanders has got to be the biggest sleeper this year. Like, who would ever thought they would be at the top of the NFC East with Jaden Daniels?
Yeah.
Some people are actually thinking that he has a good shot of being MVP and Rookie of the Year.
Nah, not
Which
happening.
kind of makes me mad, man. You know what they said? This reporter asked him. They asked him and they said,
Oh, I
"Hey,
heard that.
did you know that there's a chance you might be MVP? You might be the only rookie to win Rookie of the Year at MVP
Nah, Jim
next
Brown
to Jim
did it.
Brown."
Yeah, yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, Jim Brown, he good." I'm like, "You disrespectful little snot." That's Jim Brown, man.
He's trying to
That
sound humble.
dude-
He's trying to sound humble.
No, man. What
I'm
the
trying to
first
sound
thing that came out of his mouth is Jim Brown, greatest NFL player of all time. Not only that, he fought for civil rights, man. He
What is
fought
up
for
with-
civil rights, bro.
What's up with the
He
clap?
was one of the greatest black politician. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Films of all time. This Jim Brown, man. This dude only had a two-bar guard on his helmet, man. Stiff arm cat. That's Jim Brown.
What's up with the clap?
That's an ad emphasis.
Oh my
What
god!
the-
Is that like Jim Effin Brown or something? Same thing.
It's like that movie, like King, Big Brother, Almighty. You're supposed to add emphasis.
Okay. All right. Well, I ain't got nothing else for today. Sorry about all the technical difficulties earlier. We got What the Duck.
Oh yeah. I think this is the easy one. So
Let me give
I
you
know-
let me give you your big screen.
yeah, are you sharing my screen now?
Not
Oh, you
yet.
giving me the big screen.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Let me
right.
get
So
myself
while I'm
together.
looking for my joint. Okay. So it was an interesting month. A lot of candidates. I know Chad mentioned the Dallas Cowboys. And also the other thing I considered was Russia for bringing the North Koreans into the war. And then I also considered nominating the Eddie Griffin with the comment about Kamala Harris. But after much thought, I think the What the Duck Award winner will go to our very own Dallas Cowboys. And here's the reason why. The Dallas Cowboys, you know what? The first time ever, I will give two out. One to the Dallas Cowboys and one to the fan base. And here's why. The Dallas Cowboys itself, for years and years and years, since 1996, having expectations of, if I can go back to every single ESPN broadcast that depicts the Cowboys as being Super Bowl favorites, and they always fail in December. Every year, to the point there is a social media meme that goes around with Kevin Hart's face that depicts the Dallas Cowboys escalation every year, and it shows his different faces and how they always fail in December and January.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for a long time, first time ever, they implode in the early beginning of the season. You had the Detroit Lions go in your own stadium and beat the living snot off of you guys. They do trick plays. I thought I was watching a high school football game. And then not only that, y'all still refuse to acknowledge that one of the reasons why y'all suck is because y'all didn't go out and get Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all paid Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb all that money.
Mm-hmm.
Then y'all had the nerve to give Micah Parsons a bunch of crap because he was calling out his fellow Dallas Cowboys players, which keep in mind, Micah Parsons one day will be a Philadelphia Eagle. He secretly wants to play for us. And then you got your organization being run by Darth Sidious, a.k.a. Jerry Jones, who's got to be at least, 150 years old? He is the only owner that goes in front of the camera and talks about team operations instead of the head coach. And then to the Dallas Cowboys fan. You know what? Stephen A. Smith said it better. I can't say it better than him, but I'm going to try. You guys are pathetic, man. Every year you guys get all hyped up, and then all of a sudden you guys get on the letdown, and then you guys scurry away under your rocks. And for that, you get the What the Duck Award. Congratulations. Gunshots, shotgun, you get all of that stuff. Charge! You get it all. Congratulations, Cowboys fans and Dallas Cowboys. You are the What the Duck Award recipients of this year. Let's see. Somebody says, DC, Jerry Jones comment to Jamie Foxx solidify your What the Duck because that was stupid crazy. Who said that?
Charles Davis.
That's right.
Said,
absolutely.
Did you see that comment? He said he looks pretty good right there, Jones said, describing an unidentified player. He showed balance, 5'9.5", 210 pounds, 9 3-inch hands. He continued to detail 8.5-inch dick as Fox looked at the camera at the end of the stream. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He said Jerry Jones commented on the body measurements of Dallas Cowboys player, including their height, weight, and genitalia size. Yeah, in a resurfaced video with Jamie Foxx. That's crazy. What is wrong with him?
Jerry Jones, aka Calvin Candy.
Oh damn.
Who's Calvin Candy?
Are you serious?
I don't know who that is.
Bro, Calvin Candy. Look, let me stand up. Calvin Candy.
Loser.
Calvin Candy from the Django?
Oh, okay. If you would have said the Django, then I get it.
Sit back down. We're good. Come on, camera.
Now your camera not working.
Come on, camera. You got to go slow all the way down. Come on, camera. There we go. Thank you, camera.
Actually, it was pretty cool when you jumped up and your camera followed you for effect, but you got to work on the transition back to your seat.
Yeah, you got to go pause. You got to go down slow. You go up fast. You got to go down slow. But yeah.
Oh, man.
Anyway. Man, Jerry Jones, man. I mean, it's never going to be his last season because he's like, I don't know what you consider just. He's not going nowhere. And they put him in the Hall of Fame. But
yeah. Oh, you know what? Before we go, can I just bring up one more thing I think that I really wanted to talk about? I saw a post on the Airman NCO page. I troll them all the time.
Of course.
There was this guy that put a post out there and was upset because the supervisor made him write his own EPB. What do you think about that?
He was upset because the supervisor made. Here's what I'll say about that. If your supervisor's going to make you write it, then they have no input on what you put in there. They should have no input for what you put in there. That's what I'll say. Fine, they make you write it. I mean, your supervisor's supposed to write it. I get it. I don't know the last time that a supervisor has wrote my EPR, but or EPB. But my take on it is just like if you make me write my own award or my own decoration, my own EPB, you have no say-so on what goes in there. You take it. Yeah. And if you change anything, you should have wrote the shit yourself. Oh, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. You know, I find it interesting how there are a lot of things that technically supervisors shouldn't do, but we do it anyway. You know, like my favorite is voluntold, where you would tell a young troop, I want you to do this, and the young troop doesn't want to do it, but you tell them you're going to do it anyway.
Mhm.
And you were like, well, why would you make an airman do something that they don't really want to do? Because you see how that activity is going to benefit them because you have the wisdom to be able to see that. So on a writing an EPR or decoration, I think that is a way for airmen to help. One, they should be capturing their performance throughout the term anyway. So you're not telling them to do it. You're telling them to fill in the stuff and the report. And then the supervisor is going to make corrections as needed. Now, I do agree with you. If you're going to ask the airman to write it and they put in there, oh, I was the greatest airman in the history of the Air Force, it's hard for you to get angry at them because they wrote that because you did tell them to
Exactly.
write it. But
Exactly.
at the same time, I mean, this stuff about the AFI says that you're not supposed to do that. I don't give two ducks about the AFI. Like, bro, like, that's what you just do it. Let's see, man, you just don't want to do it. That's why you told him to do it.
Fact. Triple R.
No,
Fact.
that's not true.
No,
No,
it's
that's
fact.
not true.
Yo, you're gonna get me on a tangent with this. I will say that's factual. Either you don't know how or you don't want to. And some people say, well, I'm trying to teach
Wait
them
a
how to
minute.
write.
No. Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
I'll stop.
No, go ahead.
I'll stop.
Okay. That's not true. That's definitely not true. No. I'm gonna say it's definitely not true. In some cases it is, but most of the time it's not. Because again, it is up to you as a subordinate to make sure you capture your performance through the year. Yes, the supervisor does it too, but don't we always tell airmen, like, hey, you're the one that's going to look out for your career. If you care about your career, no one should care more about your career than you.
Then don't
So
touch
if I
it.
know,
Then don't touch it. If you say nobody cares about my career but than me, then don't touch my career. Don't volunteer me to do anything. Don't change anything I put in. Don't stop me from going anywhere. If nobody cares about it more than me, then don't touch it. And if you care that much, then my thought process is everything you're doing is to help me.
okay, hit a nerve there. I will repeat again, like, it's a two-way street. Supervision is a two-way street. If you want to take care of your career, you should always capture your performance. Let's see. He says, I got an analogy for that. Malcolm X had an autobiography, but Alex Haley helped him write it. I like that. Who said that?
Charles Davis.
You know what I'm saying? I like that. Good looking out, Charles.
I don't know how
Anyway.
that analogy depicts.
But asterisk.
Trying to say is that
all I'm trying to say is
I don't
this
know how that
nonsense about. I'm listening. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. It's a delay.
All I'm trying to say is, it's one thing if I ask a subordinate to write their EPB, and I take it and I just totally change everything, and I don't even tell them what I changed.
Mm-hmm.
That's wrong. If I tell you to write it, I guess the problem is when you say write it. I'm not telling you to write it. I'm telling you to fill in the blocks of the information you captured for yourself for the year. You put it in there, and then when I look at it, if I make changes, I'm going to go back to you and say, hey, look, here are the changes I made to your EPB. That is an open door to do your follow-on feedback, because what you're putting in your report may be different than what I'm going to accept. And then when I'm done with it, we both may not agree what's going in there, but you at least get to see it, and it gets pushed forward.
I agree.
The problem is when people ask people to write it, and then nothing gets told to the person who put in their information, and then they get their report back and say, hey, this is not what I put in there. And I say, well, I changed it.
Drop a bomb for you for that. I definitely agree, and this just hits a nerve with me because when we talk about standards all the time, we leave that one out, and I almost want to break. Just have Chat GPT.
Hey, shout out to Chat GPT, yo. Shout out to Chat GPT.
Alex wanted to tell a story of Malcolm X. But he had to have the input of Malcolm X to tell the story. Same thing. That true. But I'm sure Malcolm X had the look at the book before it got published. So same thing that Philly was saying, that let me look at my stuff. But then the thing is, like when we had ratings, right? Like, how do you rate me when you just ask me to write my stuff? And then if say I want to write, I saved the world last week by myself, no help at all, and restored order to the world. You would look at me and be like, you can't write that. You didn't do that. How you know? All of a sudden, you know what I did. So if you know what I did, write my stuff. That's just how I feel about it. I just don't like when we have standards, because that's a standard that's in the AFI that says supervisors will write their airman's EPR. I like your analogy with saying, I will still write it, but help me, give me the information, and kind of what Charles Davis is saying, help me with details that I'm missing. I understand that. But when you just say write it and then you don't change a thing, but then want to talk about me in the EFDP or whatever it is that's going on now, that doesn't make any sense.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I just think it's the way it's being done.
Yep. Good ending to a good show. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm not sure how we're going to work those out, but we'll try. Maybe I'm gonna come on maybe this Tuesday or next Tuesday for a recorded show. So I'll try a recorded show. Who knows what I'm talking about? Maybe some finance stuff, or I don't know. Who knows? It appears that our Facebook page has been compromised. So have to write Meta and look at that. But moving forward, let me see if it still is. It's kind of a shame, man. We might have to get off Facebook and go straight to YouTube, which is gonna kind of suck. But no, it's showing. Okay, everything should be good. It looks like it's good now. Maybe it was just what was going on with that. Interesting. Yeah, it's still showing. All right, so everything's good. Everything's good. Good.
Okay.
All right. Any thoughts before we get off?
Well, good. We appreciate y'all joining us, and as Pete mentioned, we'll get some things ironed out. As always, we're trying to find ways to bring you content, upgrade our presentation so we can make it a little bit more dynamic for each and every one of you guys. Just a couple of plugs. On the road to 200 subscribers and beyond, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. Do your boy a favor. Go on to YouTube, type in Unpopular Celebrities, hit subscribe. One of the great things about that is you'll be able to catch all our old shows. And it's a perfect segue because what I forgot to plug is our last show with Woo Man was really good. I mean, if you follow Woo Man and his comedy antics, this guy was one of the best interviews we've done, man. He was very open, transparent, really sharp individual. Look forward to meeting him in person in the future. So if you go to the YouTube page, you can catch all of our live podcasts. And then also go ahead and hit the button on Apple Podcasts too. You can find our podcast there. You can listen to us there as well. Shout out to the people who already listened to it. Thank you for being a supporter of Unpopular Celebrities. And then last but not least, we will be soon bringing you some merch to buy. I won't go into details yet because I want to make sure it's all ironed out. And then once we broadcast it, if you buy some merch from us, this will help us continue to do live shows for you guys, upgrade our equipment and all that other stuff. So we appreciate you all. God bless you. We will see you in 2 weeks.
Are you going to be here in 2 weeks?
Yeah. I leave next week. And then I'll be back for November.
What's HAGD?
Oh, 3 November.
What's HAGD?
HAGD?
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Have a good day, everyone.
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, have a good day. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. I appreciate it.
Man, them Eagles
Unpopular
look good,
celebrities.
white and black.
Huh?
Them Eagles look good in white and black.
All right. Unpopular celebrities. Enjoy your football. Enjoy your Sunday. Get some homework done if you
Hey.
got some homework. Eat some good food. Have a good day. See y'all in a couple weeks on the live show. Remember.
Charge!
HTTP talkstudios.streamlabs.com/Facebook so we can see who you are. We might be getting rid of Facebook, but we'll see. Appreciate y'all. Unpopular celebrities. We out. Peace.
Cheers.